Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. Today we will be starting with the fifth chapter, that is Inside the Atom. This is a very important chapter. Okay, you might have learned this in your lower classes also. It is a very important basic concept of chemistry, that is about atom. The first part of the chapter is about the history of the discovery of an atom, how an atom was discovered, about different scientists who put forward several theories about the structure of an atom. Okay, before that we will see the beginning of the chapter in the textbook, page number 28. Can you recall what is meant by matter? Matter is made up of small particles. What is an atom? It is the smallest particle in a substance. What is the smallest unit of matter? It is an atom. You have studied about atom in your lower classes also. Now you may complete the table. According to the table, you may see there are two terms there which is very important: atom and molecule. Okay, now atom and molecule. Molecule can contain more than one atom. Molecule can contain more than one atom. Okay, so molecule could be of same type of atoms or of different types of atoms. If the molecule is of same type of atoms, then it is an element. If the molecule is of different types of atoms, then it is a compound. Okay, so I repeat, atom is the smallest particle. Okay, atom is always the beginning. Okay, from where we begin the calculations, that is atom. A molecule can consist of more than one atoms. A molecule can consist of more than one atoms of the same type or of different types. If in a molecule all the atoms are of the same type, then it is said to be an element. If in a molecule all the atoms are of not of the same type, okay, if they are more than one type, then it is said to be a compound. Okay, you might have learned this. So we will complete the table first. Water, the formula is H2O. In that, hydrogen also is there, oxygen also is there. It is a molecule because there are two atoms, two different types of atoms. If there are two different types of atoms, then it is compulsorily a molecule. Okay, single type of atoms in the molecule? No, different types of atoms. What are the two different types of atoms in that molecule? Hydrogen and oxygen. So it is a compound. Next is oxygen, that is O2. Okay, there is only one element, that is oxygen. So it is a molecule. It is not an atom. Why? Because it is more than one. It is a molecule. Single type of atoms are there, so it is an element. Helium is an atom. There is no number, it is one. Okay, so if it is one, it is an atom. Single type, it is an element. Hydrogen, H2, there are two atoms. Okay, so it is a molecule. Single type, so it is an element. NH3, there is N also, there is H also. Okay, so it is a molecule. Okay, two types, there are different types, and it is a compound because there are two different types of atoms. Nitrogen, N2, that is two atoms, so it is a molecule. Single type. Okay, single type of atoms in the molecule, and it is an element. Next is methane. There is carbon also, hydrogen also, so there are two different types of elements, so it is a molecule, different types of atoms, and it is a compound. Argon, there is only one atom, so it is an atom, single type of atom, and it is an element. Neon, there is only one, so it is an atom, single type of atom, and it is an element. Chlorine, Cl2, how many atoms? There are two atoms. It is a molecule, it is of single type, and it is an element. So if there is more than one atom, it is a molecule. If the atoms in a molecule are of the same type, it is an element. If the atoms in the molecule are of different types, then it is a compound. Okay, now we have learnt in the earlier standard that the smallest particles of most of the substance are molecules. Okay, the molecules of few substances contain only one atom. Molecules are formed by the chemical combination of atoms. From this we understand that the smallest particle of an element taking part in the chemical combination is an atom. The concept of atom is more than 2500 years old. Okay, now you may read from the textbook. I will explain what is there in the textbook actually. They have given about the history of different scientists. The first scientist is about Rishi Kanad. Okay, he was an Indian rishi, 6th century BC, that is before Christ. He put forward the term Paramanu. He told that he was not knowing anything about atom. He told that matter is made up of smallest particles called Paramanu, and those particles were indivisible and indestructible. It cannot be destroyed, it cannot be further divided. This was put forward by Kanad. The next scientist was Democritus in 5th century BC. He told that matter is made up of smaller particles and they cannot divide. He put forward the term atom. The name atom was given by Democritus. Okay. The next scientist is John Dalton in about 1803 AD. Now there are several other scientists also who studied about this, but we are having the study of these scientists. Okay, 1803 AD, he told that matter is made up of atoms and atoms are indivisible and indestructible. Atom is a hard solid sphere with no internal structure. Just like the diagram given here in the textbook, figure 5.2. They have given the figure. Okay, a hard solid sphere. So it is a solid sphere with no internal structure, because at his time he was not knowing anything about protons, neutrons, electrons and all. Okay, so what did Dalton tell? Dalton told that matter is made up of atoms and atoms are indivisible and indestructible. Atom is a hard solid sphere with no internal structure. Okay, now the next scientist was J.J. Thomson. He put forward the model which is called as plum pudding model. He was the scientist who found out the structure, who found out the presence of electrons in the atom. Okay, about the electrons. Electrons were discovered by J.J. Thomson. He put forward the theory of plum pudding model. What was his model? The positive charge. Okay, the complete atom is a positive charge. Just like that of a watermelon, the complete watermelon is red. Okay, inside. The complete, that red part constitutes, shows the positive charge, and the seeds are the negative charges. Okay, similarly, it is a plum pudding or the pudding or a cake. The cake completely, the pudding completely, it is positively charged with small dry fruits in it. Those dry fruits are electrons. Okay, that was his model. The positive charges is distributed throughout the atom and the negatively charged electrons are embedded in it. They are present in between anywhere. That was put forward by J.J. Thomson. Okay, so he told that there is positive charge and there is negative charge, and the number of positive charges is equal to the number of negative charges. So atom is electrically neutral. So he also told that atom is electrically neutral. Why an atom is electrically neutral? Because the number of positive charges is equal to the number of negative charges. Okay, now we will see on page number 29. There is a statement. The scientist J.J. Thomson, towards the left hand side, second paragraph, the scientist J.J. Thomson demonstrated experimentally that negatively charged particles inside an atom have a mass 1800 times less than the hydrogen atom. Okay, the mass of electron is 1800 times less than a proton, a positively charged substance. Okay, you may underline that. Now use your brain power. Okay, you may see the diagram here. Complete positively charged particle with negative charges embedded in it. That is the plum pudding model. Both the diagrams are important. Use your brain power on page number 29. How will you think about atomic mass distribution according to Thomson's model? So according to Thomson's model, in an atom, the atomic mass is distributed evenly throughout. It is not that all of the electrons are towards this side and no one towards this side. It is not like that. All the charges are evenly distributed. Whether this distribution is uniform or non-uniform? Yes, it is uniform. Next, do you know plum pudding or plum cake is a sweet dish prepared during Christmas? In old times, this dish was made in Western countries by adding pieces of dried fruit called plum. These days, raisins or dates are used. Okay. Next is, can you tell if the striker flicked by you misses the coin that you aimed at, where would the striker go? It will go straight. Okay, it will go straight if it is not striking anything. Okay, and if the striker hits the coin, in which direction would it go? Straight forward to a side or in a reverse direction? If it is striking, if it is colliding with a coin, then either it will stop or it will come back a little, or otherwise it will change its direction. Now this is an introduction for the next experiment which was done by the next scientist, that is Rutherford. Now you may mark this much in your textbook on page number 28 and 29. Now we will start with the next topic, that is Rutherford's scattering experiment. He had explained the structure of an atom with the help of an experiment that is famous as Rutherford's scattering experiment. So here you may see this is a box which consists of a source of alpha particles, which are alpha rays. These are particular type of rays which can penetrate through a substance. Okay, penetrate means aar par jane. Okay, it can go through a particular substance. So these alpha particles are made to fall on a gold foil. You may see this is a gold foil. The alpha particles are made to fall on it. There is a fluorescent screen kept here. Okay, it is a fluorescent screen which is kept. This fluorescent screen is kept to fall the images. Okay, when the rays fall on this surface, there are images formed. Images formed means just like when you show a torch onto a wall, there is a particular circular image which is formed. Just like that, these images are formed. Okay, so when he did the experiment, he saw that the alpha particles, actually it should have penetrated the gold foil, went straight, and only this image should have been formed. But the image were formed at several surfaces, even on this side also. Okay, not only on the opposite side but several sides and on the opposite side also. Okay, now why did it happen? Okay, we will see that. Now what was his observation? He observed that most of the rays went straight, some rays deflected. Deflected means changed its path, deflected slightly, or they bounced back. Okay, these were his observations. What were his observations? Most of the rays went straight, some of them deflected a little, and some of them deflected back. Okay, they bounced back. Based on this, he put forward his conclusion. What was his conclusion? We will see. The positively charged nucleus at the center. He told that in the center, all the positively charged particles are sitting together, and that part, it is called as nucleus. He put forward the term nucleus. Okay, so there is a positively charged nucleus at the center. Second, the entire mass is concentrated in the nucleus. As the positive charge is in the center, the entire mass is concentrated in the nucleus. Negatively charged electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Okay, he told that negatively charged electrons are placed around the nucleus. Total charge on electrons is equal to positive charges. The number of positive charges is equal to number of negative charges. So the atom is electrically neutral. Empty space between the electron and the nucleus. There is much amount of empty space in an atom in between the electron and the nucleus. Now we will see in the textbook on page number 30, Rutherford's nuclear model of atom 1911. Okay, you may read the second paragraph. It is the procedure of the experiment. I will read out the third paragraph. You may see the large number of alpha particles that went straight through the foil indicates that there was no obstacle in their path. It meant that there must be mainly an empty space inside the atoms in the solid gold foil. The small number of alpha particles that get deflected through a small or big angle must have faced an obstacle in their path. It meant that positively charged and heavy part causing obstruction would be in the center of the atom. This was his observation. Now, his conclusion towards the right hand side, first paragraph. There is a positively charged nucleus at the center of the atom. Almost the entire mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus. Negatively charged particles called electrons revolve around the nucleus. The total negative charge on all the electron is equal to the positive charge on the nucleus. As the opposite charges are balanced, the atom is electrically neutral. There is an empty space between the revolving electron and the atomic nucleus. If you are having a question on Rutherford's atomic model, you have to write all these 5 points. Okay, it is a 5-mark question or a 3-mark question. Now we will discuss the use your brain power questions. The answers will be provided to you in the notes. You may refer to the notes and write the answers. But for now, we will discuss it. Just understand the question and answer. Which discovery did point out that an atom has an internal structure? Okay, so till Dalton, every scientist told that atom is the smallest particle and it is indivisible, indestructible. That means there was nothing at the center. Okay, nothing inside it. Okay, that was the meaning of that. So, discovery of electrons. Answer is till the discovery of electrons. J.J. Thomson was the scientist who discovered electrons, and till the discovery of electrons, it was understood that the atom is a small sphere. What is the difference between solid atom in Dalton's atomic theory and Thomson's atomic model? Okay, in case of Dalton, there was no internal structure, whereas in case of Thomson, he told that there is an internal structure. Explain the difference between the distribution of positive charge in Thomson's atomic model and Rutherford's atomic model. Okay, in case of Thomson's atomic model, the complete atom is made up of positive charge. And in case of Rutherford's atomic model, the positive charge is present only at the center. What is the point difference between the place of electron in the atomic models of Thomson and Rutherford? In case of Thomson, the electrons were embedded in the positively charged atom. In case of Rutherford, the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, revolving around the positively charged nucleus in the atom. What is the thing which is present in Rutherford's atomic model and not present in Dalton's and Thomson's atomic models? It is nucleus. You may read these questions several times, okay, and think about it first, then go for writing the answers. Okay, so today we have finished with the first part of the history of study of atom, structure of atom. We studied about the structure of atom put forward by Dalton, Thomson and Rutherford, okay, plus about Rishi Kanad and Democritus. Who put forward the term atom? It was put forward by Democritus. Now I'll give you the homework. Now this is the homework. Explain Dalton's atomic model with diagram. Explain J.J. Thomson's plum pudding model with diagram. Draw diagram of Rutherford's scattering experiment. Figure 5.4 you have to draw. And explain Rutherford's atomic model. Those 5 points you have to write. For this and this, the diagrams are 5.2 and 5.3. Okay, you may learn it today itself. Okay, thank you.